The second coming, a nation divided. Donald J. Trump is back. His return to the White House after 4 years has sent shockwaves across the nation. For some, it is a beacon of hope, a promise to restore America to its former glory. For others, it is a descent into darkness, a threat to the very fabric of democracy. The celebrations were jubilant, the protests were fierce. America once again finds itself staring into a mirror, reflecting on its own deeply divided soul. The question on everyone's mind: can Trump unite a nation fractured along political, social and economic lines? The world watches with bated breath. Trump's first term was anything but predictable. Alliances were tested, norms were shattered, and the global order was shaken. What will a second term bring? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: America, and indeed the world, will never be the same. Deregulation nation, the economy takes center stage. From day one, the Trump administration has made it clear the economy is priority number one. Deregulation is the name of the game, a mantra repeated ad nauseum by the president and his cabinet. Environmental protections gone, financial regulations, history, labor laws rewritten. The stock market is soaring, fueled by corporate tax cuts and a loosening of regulations. Businesses are booming, profits are up, and CEOs are rejoicing. But at what cost? Critics argue that this economic sugar rush comes at the expense of the environment, worker rights and consumer protections. The long-term consequences of this deregulatory frenzy remain to be seen. Will it usher in a new era of American prosperity, or will it sow the seeds of future economic and environmental crises? One thing is for sure: the American economy is in for a wild ride. The taxman cometh trickle-down redux. It's a familiar refrain from the Trump playbook. The wealthy are promised relief, corporations are showered with benefits, and the middle class is told to wait for the trickle-down effect. But will history repeat itself? The 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, Trump's signature legislative achievement, remains a subject of intense debate. Proponents argue that it unleashed economic growth and boosted investment. Opponents counter that it primarily benefited the wealthy and ballooned the national debt. The jury is still out on the long-term impact of Trump's tax policies. Will they lead to sustained economic growth and shared prosperity, or will they exacerbate income inequality and leave future generations saddled with debt? The answer may determine the economic future of the nation. A shifting landscape. Labor and the environment in the balance. The Trump administration's approach to labor and the environment can be summed up in 2 words: business-friendly. Regulations are rolled back, enforcement is weakened, and corporations are given free rein to prioritize profits over people and the planet. Unions are under attack, their power diminished by right-to-work laws and a pro-business National Labor Relations Board. Workers' rights are eroded, wages stagnate, and workplace safety is compromised. Meanwhile, environmental protections are dismantled at an alarming rate. The Clean Power Plan, the Paris Agreement, the Endangered Species Act, all casualties in the Trump administration's war on environmental regulation. The consequences are already being felt: rising sea levels, more extreme weather events, and a planet on the brink of ecological collapse. Section 5, Caroline Leavitt, the new voice of Trump. Caroline Leavitt, remember the name. As Trump's new press secretary, she is the public face of a White House determined to control the narrative and reshape the media landscape. Young, ambitious, and fiercely loyal to the president, Leavitt is a rising star in the Trumpian universe. Gone are the days of Sean Spicer's flustered press conferences and Sarah Huckabee Sanders' combative briefings. Leavitt is polished, articulate, and unflappable. She deflects questions with a smile, spins bad news into good, and never wavers from the party line. Leavitt's mission is clear: to bypass the fake news media and communicate directly with the American people. She is a master of social media, using Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to spread the administration's message and attack its critics. Under Leavitt's guidance, the White House has become a well-oiled propaganda machine. Section 6, Global Tremors America, first on the world stage. America First is not just a slogan, it is the guiding principle of Trump's foreign policy. Alliances are strained, multilateralism is shunned, and the United States retreats from its role as a global leader. The world watches in a mixture of amusement and alarm as Trump tears up trade deals, insults allies, and cozies up to dictators. The Trans-Pacific Partnership scrapped, the Paris Climate Agreement abandoned, the Iran nuclear deal torn to shreds. Trump's foreign policy is defined by unpredictability, impulsiveness, and a disdain for traditional diplomacy. The consequences of this inward turn are already being felt. Global trade tensions are rising, alliances are fraying, and the international order is in a state of flux. The world is a more dangerous and uncertain place with America in retreat. Section 7. A House Divided, the Deepening Partisan Rift. The political divide in America is deeper than ever. Trump's presidency has only served to widen the chasm between left and right, red and blue. Compromise is a dirty word, civility is in short supply, and political discourse has devolved into a shouting match. The two sides seem to live in different realities, consuming different news, trusting different sources, and viewing the world through completely different lenses. Facts are disputed, science is denied, and conspiracy theories run rampant. The consequences of this hyper-partisanship are profound. Government is gridlocked, unable to address the pressing challenges facing the nation. Trust in institutions is eroding, and faith in democracy itself is being tested. Section 8. Can America heal? The quest for common ground. In the face of such deep divisions, is there any hope for healing? Can America find its way back from the brink of political and social collapse? The answer is far from clear. Some believe that only a decisive victory by one side or the other can break the current political impasse. Others argue that only a return to civility, dialogue, and a shared sense of purpose can bridge the divide. The path forward is fraught with peril. But if America is to survive and thrive in the 21st century, it must find a way to heal its divisions, restore trust in its institutions, and rediscover its sense of common purpose. Section 9. The Legacy of Trump, a Nation Transformed. Donald Trump's presidency will be debated for generations to come. His supporters will hail him as a hero, a disruptor who challenged the status quo and put America first. His detractors will condemn him as a demagogue, a threat to democracy who divided the nation and undermined its standing in the world. Only time will tell what Trump's true legacy will be. But one thing is certain, America has been irrevocably changed by his presidency. The nation that emerges from the Trump era will be different, for better or for worse.